Hello, guys. This is the Hawk again. So, yeah, I looked at this documentary. It was presented by the Royals cameraman. You followed them around, who's known Harry for years. Seemed to know exactly what to ask, and hi there, JH. So, so my problem is, while I was pregnant, mm, and how hard it is. And there was a video out that you can see her at the Soho House explaining how she's told to act. In this documentary, you see how she pulls them out. She does this. And she looks down and she looks sad. Well, look at the same videos that Princess Diana had. Princess Diana did exactly the thing. You watch it, she does this. She bit her lips kind of, and she kind of looked down. Very good act. Very good act. So I asked the question yesterday, can you bend your knees when you're pregnant? Can your knees touch and when you go down? Absolutely not. Every woman said no. And especially in stiletto heels. Something wrong with that pregnancy. Harry followed the steps of his mother. And the strange thing they kept saying all the time, Commonwealth, Commonwealth, the Commonwealth, the British Commonwealth. And they put a newlywed woman in there, and she's now the deputy of the Commonwealth. See, there was not enough publicity during the trip because it wasn't good enough. Because Harry was getting all the publicity because he was flying all over the place. 2 days later, he came back, and here we go. They're suing the tabloids for exposing her personal issues that should be protected, and it was exposed in the public. And once it's exposed in the public, it becomes public knowledge, and you can't hide the truth. You can't hide your history. You're now a royal. Anything you do and anything you've done is going to be exposed. What did she think? It was going to just be, oh, I'm marrying the prince and I'm going to just live happily ever after as the princess. Now she would just go, she had the wake up call, just like Princess Diana did. She got forced into that marriage with Prince Charles. He didn't want to marry her. He wanted to marry Camilla Jones or whatever her name was. He's got mommy issues. He married a young girl, had 2 kids, and there's speculation who Harry is, but that's besides the point. It was his mom, but he's not his mother's son. He hasn't done one thing that he's on his own. He's not done one thing on his own. He's done everything his mother did. Not a unique idea yet. In his documentary, he even states, well, we can't stay in Cape Town. There's too many issues over there. The narrator of the video immediately started right off the bat. Systemic racism from the past. Look, 25 years, there's been no white rule in South Africa. In 25 years, all the black people in South Africa are still living in the townships, still living in squalor, still don't have electricity, proper water, proper services, Crime is rampant. Police are corrupt. Government officials are corrupt. And you're trying to blame white people for apartheid that was finished 25 years ago? Come on, dude. The entire country is collapsing overnight. And it's not white people's problem, it's the government's problem. And instead of sitting there and going happy, happy, you should have dealt with the problem and said something. Instead of giving them another £8 million. After the chicken leg, Theresa May, dancing like a stupid chicken, gave them £50 million. And what are they doing? Expropriation without compensation. They're going to take your property and not pay you because of a racist government from years before. This is a human rights violation. They never talked about the 500,000 murders. But he did mention we can't live there, there's too many complications. In a roundabout way, he's saying, listen, hey, it's too dangerous, we can't hang there, but we'll go there and make a documentary and make some money out of this thing. Look at the video, watch her pull her mouth. All looks sad. A strange development happened in Ireland. The other red-haired boy that keeps saying that he was Prince Harry, the real Prince Harry, was found in a hotel, shot to death 30 times. Police suspected silencers were used, and there was approximately 3 people in the room that killed him. There was a struggle. Funny that happened. And for years, he even wrote a book saying that he was part of the royal family and that he was Diana's kid. Well, they killed him yesterday or the day before. Deliberate hit. 30 times they put holes in him. 30 bullets. Police stated nobody heard anything. Nobody's going to shoot 30 times and not hear anything. They used silenced weapons. Deliberate hit. They didn't want him to talk. Maybe he had a DNA test and they proved, oh, he's part of the royal family. Can't have that. Strange development. So Prince Harry went to about 5 different countries, all these charities, and he kept saying, the Commonwealth, the Commonwealth, the Queen's Commonwealth. I thought the Queen didn't have any Commonwealth in Africa anymore. They gave independence to all these countries. He left his wife in the most dangerous country in the world, South Africa. They went gallivanting all over. What did you achieve? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You didn't say one word that could have made you unique. A unique idea. Something completely different. Not your mother. Not what your mother did. Even in that documentary, they show his mother over and over and over. And there's a little bit in the video you watch where she walks up and they said, are you part of the Labour Party? Why are you doing this? Is this part of the Labour thing to be different? And she looked at them strangely like, what are you talking? She even said, what are you talking about? I don't understand. Why? Because that was a unique idea for her. Nothing else. Nobody influenced her. Nobody did anything. She did it on her own. Now you understand why they killed her. She finally told the establishment, I ain't doing what you're going to tell me what to do. I'm done. I'm doing this for real. I'm not like you. I'm not a facade. I'm not a just to look happy. So they killed her. I challenge anybody right now to go find the toxicology report for the driver of that BMW. You won't find it. When they did the re-investigation, they could not find the toxicology report. Go speak to the bodyguard. He will tell you the driver wasn't drunk. Go find the doctor that massaged her and told everybody she was pregnant with a Muslim's baby. They won't tell you that either. She was deliberately killed. He even talks about it in his video, but he won't say it. And if she don't toe the line, they might do it to her too. What about the makeup products that she's trying to sell and she's been told not to? Now they want to go live in Botswana. It's a little safer in Botswana than it is in South Africa because they don't want to talk about the murders and the rapes there. They did a token rape story. But in 10 days, 4,800 women were raped in South Africa in the 10 days that they were there. 5,600 to 800 people were murdered. Never said a thing. They didn't talk about all the corruption. They did say all the affluent white people that live in Cape Town. So we went to Khayelitsha, but they didn't tell you that they cleared that whole area, paid the dancers to dance for them. The whole thing was staged. The whole thing was staged. Harry, you're not your mother's son. They show a small video of this kid when he was younger, and you could see the genuine Harry. But when you have to hold up a piece of paper to read, you have to hold the piece of paper and look down, and you have to read what they tell you to read. That's not genuine. That's not from the heart. Because they're telling you what to read. So you're looking, yes, and I believe that my child will be the future, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, but that's not you. You got told what to say. The interview guy, he was reading from a script. They knew exactly what to say. You can't wear stiletto heels and bend down when you're pregnant. And stand up, no problem. Your knees don't touch. These two people were more about themselves than anything else. South Africa is in dire straits. One farmer dies every week, murdered. At least 5 are tortured. An average of 14 farms are attacked every week. 70,000 plus white people have been murdered since 1994. 500,000 people total have been murdered in South Africa since 1994. Trillions and trillions and trillions of rands stolen by the same government that the British government just gave them 58 million pounds. to expropriate land without compensation. The same leader who introduced this thing was in London and Europe, begging the same colonialists that they say are racist colonialists that took over Africa and abused the black people. He was over there begging them to invest back in South Africa. Can you see how ironically sick this whole thing is? To all the people of South Africa, do not invest in Anglo-American, the De Beers, the Oppenheimers, the Ruperts. These are the rapists of your country. These are the corruptors of your politicians. And to the farmers, don't get conned that you can't make water. Yes, you can. Don't believe the boy BS so you'll sell your farms. We know what they're up to. To all the farmers, if you want to be strong, join forces, make one farm. Make a massive co-op. Like I said before, one stick can break, but you cannot break the bunch. You cannot break the tree. You cannot break all of this together. You cannot break it. But the problem, you all want to be by yourself, and you can't fight by yourself. That's why I started the United South African Coalition. The only way is to unite. It's the only way to fight. It's the only way to stand up to tyranny. In 1994, South Africans, I included, I was a young man. I was old enough to vote. We all voted. But in the 90s, we voted to get rid of apartheid. And we unbanned everything. We unbanned the ANC, we unbanned everything. We removed apartheid. So everybody had equal rights. Everybody. There was no such thing as color. There was no such thing as separation. Nothing. We had a free and fair election. April 1994. And since April 1994, the same insidious government that's in power right now, that wasn't put there by the bullet of a gun or a war. It was put there by the whites of South Africa. Because they could have continued for another 15 years. They weren't put there by anybody but European help from the whites of South Africa. Did we make a mistake? Because there's 164 laws now that says that no white person can get a job. Document after document after document after document. There's a document from 1993. Anybody who wants it, send me an email. I'll send you a copy. It states categorically that the ANC planned this right from the beginning, to boil the white people like a frog in water, in hot water. Slowly but surely, they will destroy them, right down to taking their pensions. That's exactly what they're doing right now. Now I put a hashtag on top of my video today. We love Meghan Markle not. Please use it for a while. They get the message. Prince Harry, I know you're going to see this video. You're going to be right pissed off at me, and I don't care. But son, I was proud of you when you went to Afghanistan because I was there. You did your bit. I don't know how far you got out there, or if they didn't have to make you protect you most of it. I don't give a damn. You went there. It was my head off to you. But you went to South Africa. You used my people. You didn't tell them what the truth is. You know the truth. You know what's going on down there. You know de Klerk lied. You know Mandela lied. Both of them should never have got the Nobel Peace Prize because they lied to all the people. Crime is rampant. People are murdered, raped, tortured. It's unbelievable what goes on down there. And you never said anything. That could have been your legacy. Your legacy could have been Africa. And who really rapes Africa? Anglo-American, De Beers, the Oppenheimers, your Sir Harry or your Sir Rupert, Anton Rupert, the Rhodes Group. These are the rapists of Africa. These are the politician bribers, corruptors. And thousands of people are murdered every year in Africa. Why do you have to go there and spend British money to make a school that a government's already got the money to put a school in there? Why is there no roads in these countries? Why are they? Look at Angola. Angola has oil up the ass, and yet people are living in squalor. And you go into Angola to build schools? Why? Why doesn't that government build the schools? Why aren't you talking about that? Look at Nigeria. Huge amounts of oil. But who controls the oil? The oil companies. And the government puts the money in their pockets. And the roads are not built, and the schools are not built, and the hospitals are not built, and the electricity is not there, and there's no fresh water. Look at South Africa, 25 years of black rule. Not white rule, black rule. And the people still live in squalor. They still live in townships where there's no real water, no real electricity, no decent amenities, nothing. It's all gone. It's all tore up. It's all terrible. You didn't say nothing. You were more worried about putting trees in the wilds and looking at animals. You're supposed to be about a the human experiment, and you look the other way. You look the other way. You got amnesia. You're not your mother's son. Your mother's ashamed. Your mother's ashamed. So should you be. The people of Africa don't need you, son. Not if you're coming with the wrong message. It takes a man to stand up without a piece of paper in his hand that he had to read. You had to read it. You couldn't read it from your heart. You couldn't read it from your soul. You had to read. And to me, that shows that everything was false. It was false. When you have to look down and read what they have to tell you, I'm sorry, son. False. Tell your wife there's black ladies that have babies and have to go to work the next day because they can't afford to stay at home. It's white women, colored women, Indian women who don't have minders, they don't have money, and they don't have luxury. They don't have nannies. They don't ship down Land Rovers or Land Rovers to because it's more convenient. They catch buses. My mother caught 2 buses to work every day, 2 buses home. Carried the groceries for miles in packets every day. Made supper, clean, put everybody to bed before her day was done. Sad. You guys like the truth. Subscribe, hit the bell, like, and share. Please, the world needs to know what's going on in South Africa. There's so much racism there now. It's worse than ever than any time in apartheid. And that's another thing. Who introduced the ID book for black people? The dump pass or the pass, the ID pass. The British government in South Africa when they controlled South Africa. Who introduced Bantu land? The British. Who started apartheid? The British. Who killed 26,000 white women, children, and old people in St. Helena Island? The British. Who killed 8,000 black people on that same island? The British. Who divided South Africa up into little groups? The British. Don't blame the whites of South Africa. Who started the narrative about South Africa? Who used to go and watch people when the black people used to sleep in the parks? The BBC used to come and take pictures and say, look, they murdered all these people and left them in the streets. It was a lie. They used to go to the supermarkets and clear the shelves and say, look, there's no food here. It was a lie. I still remember back in, I think it was 1990s, when there was riots going in Umlazi. A British film crew went through there in a BM, in an old combi. And they were telling the people, throw stones at the police, throw stones at the police. And the IFP shot the shit out of them. Our people deserve better now. All of our people, black and white. When we replaced apartheid back in 94 for a free and fair election, we believed in a rainbow nation. But that nation now is just blood everywhere. It's fallen apart. Billions of rands gone. Billions, trillions gone into corrupt hands. All the minerals have been raped by these huge corporations. Every single politician in power right now is corrupt. Julius Malema is in hiding and they're selling his houses and his cars and his properties to pay his taxes. He too was supposed to be the son of soil and he had good ideas, but got corrupted again. They all get corrupted. And who is funding Julius Malema? The British again. Harry, is that why you were so quiet? Is this all the British again, trying to take over South Africa? Is that why you were quiet? Is this how you divide the people and conquer? You let the people kill each other, rape each other, murder each other, torture each other, so you can come in behind and steal everything. Is that what this is all about? Or will one of you just stand up and tell the truth? To all the people in South Africa, black and white, be careful of what they're doing to you. Because when they mess with your head, you don't see the truth. This is the Hawk. You like my videos, you like the truth. Please subscribe, hit the bell, like, and share. Sue me, Harry. Go ahead. You're just going to give me publicity. And then I'll tell the truth. And I'll tell the world. What's really going on in South Africa. You see, the truth will set you free. This is the Hawk. I'm out of here. Thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate the support. We've got to get this message out. Too many people are dying. In 25 years, South Africa could have been the breadbasket of Africa. If all those farms die, and there's no farms, there's going to be a humanitarian crisis of epic proportions, and we have to stop it now. I agree, the black people have suffered enough, but now the white people are suffering because they can't get jobs. And it's pointless. Racism is pointless. We replaced apartheid, not to put it back. It has to stop now. The killing has to stop now. The raping has to stop now. The corruption is a human rights violation. It has to stop now. Any politician that does corruption needs to go to jail for life or be hung. Because they're killing people. This is the Hawk. I'm sad today. Because the royals used my people. I'm out of here. Be safe.